and welcome to Royal Oak Comics Party, episode 32. Today our guest is multimedia artist and film guy and
multi-millionaire.
Multi-millionaire? Calvin Brown.
Hi, that's me, yeah. I do a lot of things. Multiple things.
Multiple things?
Yeah, multiple media outlets. Including Dungeons & Dragons and, I don't know, like, telephone.
Telephone?
Yeah.
The telephone game?
Both. It's both me whispering to people and seeing how it comes back, and then me actually just whispering into a phone. And just being like, where are you?
Do you DM? Do you write adventures?
I'm getting into it more. I want to. I want to do more of it, but I don't. I just kind of play around with it now. I have all the books, and I have all the books for the new stuff, and then I'm just like, all right, put it up on a shelf, and I'm going to do something else, and then when I need to, I'm going to hop back to that.
Now that you have multiple restraining orders pending from so much phone whispering.
Yeah, from so much phone whispering, I got it.
You can really get into it.
Yeah, and now I can like just sit there and be like, there's someone to talk to. I might as well just write a campaign, and then I rap about it.
But Oh, go ahead.
Can you play it over the phone? Could you play it over the phone with people and whisper it into the phone?
Probably. It would be kind of, there's like a weird disconnect because I'd probably like whisper it into the phone like, an orc attacks you from behind. You have to roll strength to see if you perceive the dodge as a threat.
Can they roll to increase the volume of your voice?
I don't know. They have to pay extra for that. It's like a telemarketer message.
It's a special spell.
Yeah, every time I call, it like opens up with like, do you have what it takes to sustain an entire conversation?
$9 a minute?
Yeah, $9 a minute. If you pay extra, then you get like video, but it's like all grainy and stuff, and the parallax is all wrong, so it's like...
Yeah, like our videos.
Yeah. Close to it.
We're in the new, smaller studio today.
Yes.
It's very hot in here.
It's warm in here.
Increase the temperature by 10 times.
I feel good about it, though.
Yeah, I feel good too.
This
I like it. We
foam
should just be wearing
makes
like
me
towels.
uncomfortable, though.
It's kind of constricting, isn't it?
It's like I'm used to the
empty space.
No, you will whatever. What is it when the sound bumps off a wall and comes back to you?
Reverb, or
Something
bouncy
like
noise.
Bouncy noise.
Bouncy
I'm
noise.
a little bit disoriented by this. Like being in the. Fuck! I should know all my audio words. What's the thing where it's like the silent room? Where you become, like, super disoriented and, like, there's the thing where it's the record player that's not hooked up to anything and just the sound of the needle touching the record is deafening in the that super silent room.
That's my office.
Or, like, where if you...
It's a bubonic chamber.
Yeah, or, like...
bubonic chamber.
You said... Is that the one where you, like, sit in the room and then, like, you can hear your organs, like, doing things?
Yes.
The isolation tank?
Oh, my God. I've never even done that. You've done that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Is that, like, different? Or is that just, like, the same thing?
The isolation tank is the one where you lay down in, like, the juice. It's like you're turning into a pickle at the same time as your mind is turning into a ghost.
Oh, God. You just...
Is it, like, $60 to do that, or is it, like, $100 to do that?
It might be 60. But there's always the Groupons and stuff like that, you know?
Groupon. Lose your mind for, like, $40 less.
The Groupon... It's not as group-oriented an activity as most Groupons tend to be.
I feel like I'm already, my whole personality is based on, like, going
solitude.
within. Where I don't care about much external things. I'm going within. And I wonder if I would, like, fully, like, mentally implode if I was in the pure isolation chamber.
I survived.
I think I'd have a lot of fun, because I'd just be sitting there being like...
Drinking
like,
that's water.
Yeah, like, that's a weird noise. Or I'd like do one weird thing. I'd just be sitting there like... And I'd be like, that's weird.
Is that what we can look for on the rap album?
I think, maybe. There's a couple... There's, like, stupid noises in, like, every song I make. Like, I have, I think I have this one song. It's not on the album I gave you guys, but it's on the first album, which is called You Can't Stop the Magic, which is based off of Magic the Gathering. But, one of the songs is called I'm in Choir, because I wrote it when I was in high school choir. And I think the beat came to me while I was sitting in a government class. And I just sat there, and I was sitting next to my friends, and I just went, "Quah! That'd be a good beat." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Quah, quah, 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 quah." And they're like, why that? And I was like, because I'm saying choir weird. And they're like, oh, I get it.
And then another guy started tapping on the desk.
Yeah,
and
then in that same album, I have a song called like, oh God, it's called like I'm So Sick or something, or Sick Day. And it's literally made out of me coughing and like sneezing. But they're all fake, so they don't really sound real. But you get the message.
You didn't irritate your esophagus.
I didn't like get a sick day and be like, oh God, this is gonna be great for the album. And I just go downstairs and I'm like, achoo! And they're like, oh, that's good, it's good, it's good. I like it.
A lot of other raps are based around like taking the medications for being ill without actually being ill, so that's like kind of flipping it around. So you have the illness and none of the scissor.
Yeah, it's like taking a bunch of like Ambien and going to bed. Like
isolation.
Yeah, rappers are like, I turn that Ambien into a blunt and smoke it, and I'm like, I take the Ambien and sleep for days, and then it's me sleeping for days is the rest of the song. That's what separates.
One of the greatest works of minimalism of our time.
Yeah. Oh well, no. I think the biggest work of minimalism was the final song on the second album, which is Ribby Dip Dough.
I'm not sure if I made it to the end, in all honesty. It took me a long time to get a thing that would play physical media.
So,
what physical media is it on?
It's on a CD.
Oh,
it's on dice. It's a record, but like it's made out of a wood trunk, like a tree trunk, and it's got me like etching it. Like there's the snare, yeah. But like in Ribby Dip Dough, I think it's literally just the drum beat is like me and my brother going boop tick. And then, whoa!
A lot of the beats on that record I thought were very, like, an attempt at radio-friendly, like, modern top 40 beats.
Oh, yeah. I'm inspired by making stupid-sounding stuff. I love stupid stuff. That's, like, I think the only one that's, like, a normal beat is probably, like Hoods Up. And that one's just, like, literally a song about being a rapper. And then I guest rap a guy who's never rapped before, who's terrible at it.
That one had such like call and response hook. Like that was, I could see that being.
That's my Like
that was really like.
Yeah, like a get the club going.
Yeah.
That's what I went for. I wanted to like make a song that I could sing at my prom, and then I actually submitted it and been like, hey, maybe if you guys want to play this at prom, that'd be cool. And then they did it, and they're like, oh, that's
the talent show at prom.
Yeah.
That is the teen movie of your life.
Yeah, I doubt anyone would have been like, oh, Calvin's rapping. They would have been like, this is a strange experience. And I just like sat through it. Can I dance with my girlfriend? And I'm like, oh, Hoods Up. Oh. And then everyone would have been like, oh, okay.
So no.
Yeah, so it didn't work well. It didn't work well, clearly. But I'm inspired by a bunch of like the really generic rap beats, like stuff like that's all horns. I'm obsessed with horns, and then like big basses and really nice snares and like really long like stringing together of hi hats. Because I don't like tit tit tit. I just like tit 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 tit. Because it's so weird and wacky. I can just sit there with my drum machine and just be like that's good, and then I'll just play it, and it's pretty good. And that's what rapping is.
The end.
Yeah, that's pretty much rapping. That's like what popular rappers do.
But you're working on beats for Calvin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's gonna fall through.
I have made a bunch of beats that are kind of bookmarked for you.
Yeah,
it'll be the Calvin record when we get to record some lyrics for him.
Yeah, once I'm there,
I'll believe it when I see it.
We'll jump the gun. We'll like jump over the entire thing that is the gun, and just work on that entire record.
I think you guys have a gun already?
I don't know. What would we be? Would it just be like Young Shoes and OG Disaster?
No, I think it would just be OG Disaster record that
the third
where I made the beats for it. And I was imagining like that if I make the beats and kind of produce the vocal performance and do the recording for it, then we would sculpt the album or EP together, and then I would have it manufactured.
Yeah.
And we'd do a nice little short
like
release.
Yeah, and then we'd call it like Mail It In.
Telephoned it
yeah,
in.
phoned in. That's what it's called. And like
you can name each album the name of a different disaster.
Oh my god. Well, the reason I'm called OG Disaster is because I'm the original gangster from Royal Oak, and I'm terrible. So it's called OG Disaster because I'm really bad. So that everyone's like, oh man, he wrecks the track, and it's like, no, I'm just not good at this. Like, I kind of know what I'm doing. I can kind of string raps together. Me and my friends have been, like, doing freestyle because we're bored. And they'll just sit there and, like, do some intricate flow. And then I'll drop something, like, I'll be like, oh, running through the streets with my gun in my hand. I'm the man. Hey, check out this band. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I was like, that was pretty much exactly what I said in this other song. And then they're like, well, that's all right. I was like, well, the flow's the same. And that's why I suck. But it's okay.
Are you surrounded by people who are yelling at you for rapping that way?
Yeah, that's high school. High school's pretty much just... I'm not in high school anymore, but that's what it was. I'd be like, hey, I'm a rapper. And they're like, you rap? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, all right. Well, that's kind of lame. And I'm like, all right, guys, like, chill out.
That is another thing. I very regularly forget how much of an age difference there is.
Yeah.
And I forget that
I'm a millennial.
super millennial.
Yeah. Well, I'm not super millennial. I'm on my phone all the time. But that
super millennial means after the millennium.
Super millennial.
Higher than the millennium.
Even younger than a millennial.
A super millennial is like in when we're in 10,000 AD.
We're hyper-millennial.
The hyper millennial. The fear of millennials, like millennialism or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making. That's my fourth album name, Millennialism.
There you go.
No, that's the name of our album, Millennialism. That's a good one.
We could do that. And I was thinking, okay, if we do a phone it in, there's got to be a phone reference. We could do that. I've got a box of old cell phones, and it could be like they're falling out of your hands all the time, and 1,000 phones in a music video.
Yeah,
I could see there being something like that.
Speaking of music video, me and my, so I have a rap group separate. I think I told you. I didn't.
Yes.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have a separate rap group from myself called Lean Party, and it's called Lean Party because it's...
You're skinny.
Well, sure. And also there's... it's a codeine reference. But... yeah. Codeine, it's...
I told you about my favorite t-shirt of all time, which is the one that just says, lean on me.
Yeah!
We were going for something a little more vulgar. But it's me and a couple of my friends from Royal Oak. And we literally just rap about, like, getting high and doing drugs. But I don't cuss, and they all do. So there's a clear pinnacle that they're meeting, and then I'm, like, in my own league over here, and they're rapping, and their raps are more, like, full. Mm-hmm. And then mine are, like, sitting in a chair, hanging with my boys. Like...
But you're rapping about abusing illegal drugs?
Yeah.
But without cussing...
Without cussing or doing illegal drugs, yes.
Do you, in fact, do illegal drugs?
Nope. Never touched a drug.
Good for you.
Yeah. Thank you. But the story ends with we're making a song, and we want to have a music video to it, and it's about getting head on the road, but also then sequentially having sex on the road.
Your mom is going to listen to this.
She's actually in that room over there right now, I think.
I actually passed by her when I pulled up. She was like,
You made sure she left?
No, she's like...
You didn't get lost on the way here. You were just waiting for her to leave.
I was, like, doing my rounds. Well, I drove up, and she was like, oh, I was waiting for you. And I was like, I got lost. And she's like, bye. But yeah, she's going to love that one. My brother used to rap.
You just said you don't do anything bad.
I didn't say anything bad. I said I don't do illegal drugs.
So what type of bad
things do you do?
You don't do
one bad thing bad. What's the worst thing that you do?
The worst thing that I've ever done?
You're not like the codeine dungeon master, but you're like...
No, I'm a coding dungeon master.
Yeah.
I like coat things. Oh, I could have said coding, like type... Never mind.
Coding?
Yeah, like typing code. The worst thing I've ever done is probably like steal, but like it was like when I was a kid,
I made like a face where like when people steal, they become like a goblin.
Yeah, well, like I stole my friend's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like it's not like
awesome.
It's not like I like walked into a store and I stole like 5 as seen on TV like ShamWows. Like I walked into my friend's room and he was like, "Check out this Shogun Warrior," and I was like, "That's mine now." And then I left.
Did you punch him in the face? It sounds like you didn't steal it when he wasn't looking. You
no, I just don't talk. That was down in like Mexico. Like he told me about the card and I took it and I just booked it all the way here and now I have like a surrogate family.
That's far.
Yeah, that's why I'm so
Your
tall.
English is pretty good.
Thanks, Ming.
We were at the As Seen on, what's the really rich mall? Like
Somerset.
At the As Seen on TV store, but I was with a bunch of scumfucks, like in full crusty gear. And this guy is putting on these fake rubber breasts, like breast enlargement rubber attachments.
In the store?
In the store, and he, it's a skinny little dude, and he's putting these things on, and the just distraught As Seen on TV manager is like, "How am I supposed to sell these when you've touched them? They're out of their package. You've touched them. You're filthy." And so he just wore these like fake adhesive breast rubbers for the rest of the day at the mall.
That's free advertising. What do you mean?
I don't know.
How am I supposed to sell these when someone's using them as instructed, as seen on TV?
I guess he let us have them. I was thinking that's nowhere near as the worst thing I've seen, but for some reason, what you were saying made me think of that story. That's like, an old story.
I'm glad I could remind you of rubber breasts.
Yeah.
That's
the rubber breasts of
If you
rap
were with
music.
like Crust Punk crew, then like, are they still on there?
They might be.
Yeah.
He just never came off.
It was so scummy that it like actually is like it's kind of like melting with his skin now.
Mm-hmm.
The skin has grown over the
I
top
just
of
thought
it.
I had a growth. Internally, I've become part of him.
Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. But now that we're talking about Somerset Mall, there's another idea. I had an idea to make a long list of maybe like 200 missions. And the missions are like things you do in Somerset Mall or like a mall that you do with your friends in like the length of like 2 hours. And each one's worth a point value. Like one of them is like walk into a store and get someone to think you work at the store. And then one's like hit someone from a different floor with a penny up from the floor above them. And they would give you points for doing them. And you'd print them out online and then go to a mall with your friend and do it. And it was a great idea. And then if it got popular,
like terrorist bingo.
Yeah, if it got popular, people would like get arrested, and then I could be on the news for being the guy.
You should.
I'd be called like the mall, like I don't know, the
mall mangler,
the mall inconvenience, like the man who started it
great
all.
Arrested for inciting annoyance.
Oh my god. Arrested for a development in, like, I don't know. That's what they'd call it. Arrested for a development in teen fun.
I don't know if that exists. They might need to modify the legislation a little bit to allow for that.
I think, I don't know. I still want to make it. I think it'd be hilarious. Because then you'd like...
I think young people should incite other young people into mayhem.
Well, it's not... It's
I think that's a good thing.
It's not like I'm like Edward Norton and like freaking like Fight Club, like being like, Brad Pitt in Fight Club, being like,
Spoilers.
We're going to have to blow up the whole world. No, I'm like, let's just act like we work here, and then if someone walks up, check a tally and leave.
I was watching something... And the guy was like, if you really want to mess with something, you go to the Marriott Hotel, and from the gift shop, you buy the polo shirt that has a Marriott logo on it, and you put it on immediately and tuck it in, and then everyone thinks you're the manager of the Marriott.
Oh, my God.
You can tell people to do stuff for you.
You can get towels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some towels to clean up the bathroom, and then they like give it to you, and you're like, thank you. Bathroom's that
then
way.
you have to clean up the bathroom.
Yeah, and then you might as well, and then like you go to like clock out, and they're like, who are you? I lost my card, and they're like, oh, okay, here you go, and you're like, yes, and then free job.
I like that your design of the game involved like no possible backlash to you. You were just trying to incite the other.
I'd like link it to the darknet, so I'd like leak it into darknet, which is very approachable towards children and teenagers and young adults.
You know what they do with children there.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's
Silk Road Calvin Brown.
Yeah, Silk Road Calvin. Thanks for having me on the show. I gotta run. Tell me when you post this so I can go into hiding again.
Right.
Do you want to post your like Bitcoin link while we're still
my Bitcoin link, just in case. Like, hey, if you ever want to back me up, first you gotta get a Bitcoin account, and you gotta do all this stuff and pay me for it. Bitcoin's a mess. I don't know.
I don't know though. I remember when Bitcoin like was new. And you could hash it, or whatever it is, farm it really quick. We really did sleep on that, didn't we?
You could have.
Yeah, we were on it. We knew it existed when it first was like a thing.
Yeah.
We could have farmed it, and then we could have just sold at the peak of the bubble, and then now it's worth nothing again. I presume. We really fucked up.
My friend actually bought Bitcoins when they were like when they first came out.
Bought them?
Yeah, he like got Bitcoins, like just regular Bitcoins, and then later, as soon as they got popular, they were at the highest they could be. He like sold them a week before that, and then they got when they were nothing, and then they got really big, and then he was like, "Oh, I made such a terrible mistake."
Yeah, there's all the stories of people buying like a pizza with a whole Bitcoin and stuff like that, right before that happened. What I would do, but the only Bitcoin experience I have is like we had a vinyl cutter for a while, and I cut out a bunch of signs that said "We proudly accept Bitcoin" with the Bitcoin logo, and put them on a bunch of stores around here. Oh my god! Just because I know the type of person who would be interested in that would never leave the store until they were allowed to pay with Bitcoin. There was this dude at the Subway the other day who was like. This is Michigan, so clearly I'm talking about the sandwich store. Yes. But there's a dude at the Subway the other day who's like, yeah, it says you accept, like, Android, like, Google Wallet payments here. Is that something that you guys can do? And they're like, probably, like... I don't know, hold your phone by the thing. Maybe you'll pay us. I don't. But he would not leave. He held everyone up for like 15 minutes until like they allowed him to finally figure out how to pay for his sandwich with his phone.
Look, I'm a millennial. I don't even dabble with that kind of stuff.
Sandwiches?
Yeah. Yes, I've never dabbled with a sandwich before at where I work. But why?
That's a secret, isn't it?
Not really. I don't care.
I do. We can't talk about anything.
I work at Quiznos. Anyways,
nobody's gonna believe that.
No.
Yeah, Quiznos they don't exist anymore. But I would never pay with. They do. I would never pay with like the stupid imaginary stuff like debit. Well, I pay with debit. I don't know. I don't like imaginary.
You just
money.
have like a sack of gold dust that you're taking everywhere.
Bitcoin is worth as much as any other money is. It only is because other people put the same value on it as you do. It's
well, yeah, but like, I mean, I know they don't want to be the money for ransom, but they're the money for ransom right now.
But if somebody came up to you and was like, "I'll buy your record with these, whatever those little shells are that were used to be a form of currency," like I don't know what to do with this.
Wheels.
I don't put value on this currency, and I think. Now it's like you can make whatever currency you want, and it's like you just got to find the people who will accept it, and then it's totally good. And you can make your own Bitcoin thing, isn't it? An open source thing. You can make your own fucking Dogecoin or Dogecoin, whatever the shit it was.
Yeah,
that was a real thing.
A Dogecoin.
They tracked its value just like a real thing.
ROCP coin. The C is the cents.
Yes.
And then I don't know. I had a joke, and then I just was like, about that one, so I'm going to leave that be.
You were playing telephone with yourself in your head?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a good one.
RCP coin would just be a printer that's printing it into the trash.
I would love to get like an underground like currency for like the towns around, and just be like, hey, you want to buy this like cupboard? like this like cupboard that like used to hold all my spices in my kitchen, and I'm like, yeah, I'll trade you 4 like.
When you put toys in it, they come alive.
Yeah, and it's like I'll sell it for you for like 9 like decabucks, and I'm like decabucks. I've got a couple of those, and we like every time you do a transfer, you always have to be like. Just make sure there are no
currency based on a double-decker hamburger at
yeah.
McDonald's.
Well, or
hamburger economics.
Or like, what if it was like based off of like Whoppers at Burger King? Like you pay in Whoppers, and when they're on sale, then you buy a bunch of Whoppers and preserve them, and then you go like, I got like 5.
Do you dry them out?
It's a nightmare
like
society.
A jerky maker.
Yeah.
Dried.
The people who make the Whoppers
Whopper
are like,
coins.
You have this wet sack of burgers on you, like leaving a slug-like trail behind you at all
times. You have to
times.
assemble them back into one burger.
Or like you like vacuum seal them, and then you vacuum seal them with like the stupid like plastic things, and then you're like walking around with like a perfectly preserved burger that you've had since like 1948, when like Burger King just came out, which is a lie because it was like way more than World War II, but like. Ew. What, now you're thinking of a burger from 1948 in like a perfectly preserved case?
You would eat it, wouldn't you?
Well, like if it's all right, like people would drink a bottle of wine from then.
It's still a Whopper though.
I'd try.
People would eat the honey out of a
beehive.
old time thing with a pyramid.
Weren't we talking about like having a extremely fancy restaurant where everything on the menu is poisonous, but if you're rich enough to eat there, you can afford the immediate treatment for that poison?
Did we talk about that? I think that'd be good.
I think so.
That's hardcore. I talked about with my friends, like, what if cannibalism was, like, a popular thing, but only with, like, people that died, I guess. You're not eating living people, and then the rich people, like, you're at, like, a restaurant, and you're, like, when the chef prepares your food and he brings it out, he's like, now this was made from a man who got hit by a bus earlier, and everyone's like, delectable. But if it's like he died of old age, like, bah, I don't want this trash. I only want roadkill. Like
that has some scary implications.
Yeah,
about veal.
Now that's a movie starring like Mark Wahlberg and like Justin Timberlake because they couldn't get anyone more famous.
That's another thing
more
about
delicious.
The cannibalism like ethics mind game of like, would you eat another person? You really think like you'd want to eat the babies. The babies would be the best ones. You could eat all the meat on a baby. But then an old man, it would be like making coq au vin, you know, the old fucking busted chicken, you know, you gotta boil that.
Coq au vin!
You have to boil them or like braise them for like long times. You get that same like braised pork texture,
it's like, leather.
Like you'd have to get the babies to get that like traditional texture that we're used to.
Isn't that a popular Alex Jones story? Is like roasted babies dipped in gold being like the delicacy of the rich and famous. Secret delicacy.
I can't tolerate Alex Jones.
I can't either. That article had a really interesting headline photo.
Was it him being like
that one where they're trying to like import it and they got stopped at customs or something. Yes.
Gross.
But whoa. Just like every Alex Jones thing, he takes one thing totally out of context and weaves like a horrifying tale around it, you know?
Yes.
That's like me, except it's all a lie. But like it's all a lie. There's no essence of truth in it. Like I see two people like look at each other and I'm like, they hate each other. And they're like, why? And I'm like, they just looked at each other weird. And they're like, they're married. And I'm like, they hate each other. And they have 5 children. They're 90 years old. I'm like, they hate each other.
They're 90 years old and hate each other. That makes it an even sadder tale.
Yeah, because they passed the like, happy 50th anniversary, it's silver or whatever. And then they're like, oh, I wish you were a vampire so I could kill you.
I wish it was an onyx anniversary.
Werewolf, an onyx anniversary. A blood diamond anniversary. It's like
50th anniversary, the noose anniversary.
Well, this went really fast, but it appears that we're already out of time, Calvin.
What are you gonna do?
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I can handshakes.
Thank you. May I say, you both look delicious today. We'll see you next time on Royal Oak Comics Party.